Hello everybody, it's me Jerome here, and welcome back to another mini video. I'm not sure if this is actually going to be me. This is like my third take on this video already. I spent like the last hour trying to make sure that this video is correct. I've been trying to make sure my words are enunciated so that people can actually understand from my accent. So yeah, anyways, this is essentially going to be an entire video on my layout of keyboard controls for Tekken 7. I've been using this for about maybe 6 months in total of gameplay. I have about 400 hours just on this layout, specifically this layout, but I will include other layouts later on that you may find useful and maybe a little bit more ergonomic for your hands and play it. So let's quickly run down. My movement inputs are specifically spacebar, spacebar, S-A-T. So instead of using the WASD method which most people use, I use spacebar instead. The reason why I do this is because I want to simulate the hitbox feeling. I'm probably going to purchase a hitbox maybe in a few years time, and I would like to start building that muscle memory into my head. That's why I've been using this kind of setup. You can choose if you want to use this or the WASD. If you play not fighting games, first-person shooters already, I do recommend using the W option instead, but personally speaking, I prefer spacebar. Okay, let's move on to attack button inputs. I use JIKL. The reason why I use JIKL is because most of my friends remember it, and so do I, as left, up, down, right. I mean, you can remember it that way, or you can remember it as 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you're a starting player and you are trying to teach your friends like the inputs and everybody's using a different kind of controller or like even a different setup, it's best to call it left, up, down, right. That's only for controller though. Most fighting games actually give you the layout of UIJK, which is just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's quite simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah. I started playing off that way because that was the default way, but midway through I actually went over to Mortal Kombat 11 and they had this input, and I felt this was way more comfortable and it was easier to translate inputs to other people who were also playing the game. So yeah. Next, for miscellaneous inputs, I use H for my pause, F for whatever this is. I still have no idea what this means. A snapshot, I guess. I use U for right button, I use E for left button, I use Q, and I use O for left and right trigger respectively. The reason why I do it this way is because when I hold the controller, I know this is going to be quite triggering for all of you. I actually hold the trigger like this, the controller like this. So I have my index fingers on the buttons and my middle and ring finger on the triggers. I know this looks very suggestive, but trust me, it's fine. But yeah, sometimes I do actually hold it like this, but most time I actually hold it like this. It looks very weird and my middle finger is just sticking out. I know it looks kind of weird, but unfortunately that's just how I'm built different. But yeah, anyways, I'm done. If you're only here for my personal input, that's it. You feel free to go now. But I will be covering 2 more inputs specifically, one of which is I would say it's the ergonomic build, whatever you want to call it. And the other one is most likely going to be what I call the straightforward one. And then there's one more, which is what I call the full right hand method. So there'll be 3 more methods. I'll try to put timestamps, so feel free to click them. Anyways, so let's quickly change the settings. I will not change any of the movement input because I'm so used to using spacebar now. But feel free to do it however you like. So let's quickly get rid of all these inputs. The way you get rid of these inputs is by backspace on the keyboard. I'm not sure why most games don't do this. I think this is the most efficient way to get rid of your key bindings. More games should do this, honestly. It makes making key bindings easier. So yeah. Anyways, so the method that I'm going to talk about called the ergonomic method. Sorry, and I actually make this back to the same thing, 8 and F, because I only care about changing the movement, the attack inputs. By the way, in the bindings, I actually use left button, right button for 1 plus 2 and this is 1 plus 2 and this is 1 plus 4. This is 3 plus 4 and this is 2 plus 3. So if you care about like the special inputs, I do recommend using your triggers just like I do, or in this case I just use the top buttons, but yeah, top key, sorry. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, so let's get into it. So 1 is J2 2 is I, 3 is M, and B is, 4 is K. So essentially, if you look at the screen over here, the way I'm gonna input it is like this. I put my hand in this way instead of this way because now my inputs are J, I, M, K. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know it looks a bit weird. You know, let me just demonstrate using the keyboard so it's easier to see. These are the buttons that you're gonna be using. Okay, that's a bit too flashy. Never mind. I apologize for that. But yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what I call the ergonomic way to play. You can use this if you like, because essentially if you want to do what my current setup with the 1, 2, 3, 4, you can actually set sorry, not 1, 2, 3, 4. Left button, right button. You can set this as left button, you can set this as right button, and then you can set this two as triggers if you want. This is the ergonomic way to play, and honestly, if you have arm issues, I do recommend playing this way instead, because you don't have to put your arms close to your stomach like this, and you can actually just put your arms away from your body. And if you're a sweaty person, trust me, this will actually help you a lot. So, anyways, so I will show you the more straightforward method now, which I personally find very distasteful and quite disgusting in fact. So you put 1 as J, 2 as K, 3 as L, and then B as colon. Is this colon? I don't know. Semicolon. Yes, semicolon. So essentially when you do your inputs, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 in a straight goddamn line. The reason why you might want to do this is you really don't want to move your hand. Like me, for my left hand, I don't like moving my hand, but in this case, you really just don't want to move either of your hands. So I can understand this. And if you want to like not play this method, I do recommend actually, if you already play League of Legends, just use your right hand as the button movement inputs and use QWER as your attack buttons. It's easier to remember it that way for some reason. I don't know why, but I've seen some people who play fighting games this way, the what I call the League method. You can go this way, but I'm not really covering any like left right hand methods. I'm sticking to left as always movement and right as always attack. So yeah. So this is a very terrible input system in my opinion. The reason why this could be good is because you can set your left or right trigger and buttons at the top. So as I said, if you don't want to move as much, you can just do this, or you can actually set it below, so it's just as fast. So it's this set of buttons. That's pretty good that way. It's pretty cool. But let's move on to the final one, which in my opinion is the one that I started off with. It uses the same JIKL setup, so let's get rid of the buttons. Oops, wrong button. Okay, L. And then, so this is going to be quite interesting. I set left button to U, right button to O, left trigger to M, and right trigger to comma. So essentially, if you like playing King, this is personally my recommended one, because you can just do, like let's say you want to do crouch dash into 1+4 instead of doing 1+4. Just so you know, I'm pressing the key according to the binding I have. So I do this, and then just to demonstrate, I'm just going to press normally 1+4, and let's say I go into the grab. So you want to do 2, so I do 1+2, 1+2, because my 1+2 is on right button. Then after that, I can't remember what is it. I think it's 1, 4, 2, 3, something. Oh, okay. Let's do like something like geese. Geese is quite simple, because the reason why I so like this input is because with geese is simple. So it's 1, 2, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1+2. It's very simple. And oh, sorry, 1+2 is here. So 1, 2, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1+2. Or if you want, you can just hold 2 and press 1. If that works as well. So yeah. You know, since I mentioned it, the cool trick if you are playing characters like Devajin or any character that has a input, has a similar button input to the previous attack. So let's say Devajin, how his health sweep is wave dash 4. You can hold down 4 and just hold and press 1+1. So the game registers it as 1+4. Instead of you having to press 1+4, and sometimes the game may screw up, you can just hold the button and time it with the 1. And you press 2 back to 3 and so on and so forth. Then you get the full combo. But I think I've covered everything. I want to keep this video as short, below 10 minutes, and we're almost reaching the mark. So yes, anyways, gonna end it here. If there's any more stuff you want to find out, please tell me in the comments, like more Tekken tips or Tekken consoles or whatever stuff you want to figure out, do tell me. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please subscribe, and please like, please share, please comment on why you enjoyed the video, or if you don't really care about that kind of stuff, I thank you for the viewership anyways, I hope all of you had a great Christmas. Hope all of you have a nice day ahead of you. But as always, stay true stay safe. See you guys next time.